Hi, welcome to Dusty Shelf Collectables. Today, a Hot Wheels set of Jay Leno's garage. Yeah, so again, with these, I'm a little bit late to the party. These were released at the end of 2022. We're now February 2023. They've only just arrived with me. I've got behind on picking up Hot Wheels sets, and yeah, it's a long story. But hopefully these are the last few that are coming in for 2022. And then what I plan to do is to go back in time and sort of review some of the older sets that I've got in the collection. Hopefully that will be of interest. And obviously there's the 2023 sets that are going to start coming in shortly. So it's a 6-car set as before, with the chase car. I don't have the chase car. And then in addition, there is Hot Wheels Car Culture extra release. So away from the core set 1 to 6, or 0 to 5 if you count the chase car as 0, this one is separate. So what we have here, we have Maclaren F1, most beautiful car ever, my favourite car of all time, absolutely stunning. We've got the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, got the Chevrolet Corvair, which is a special one because that's the Yoko Stinger. We'll go into that in a little bit. Got the Lamborghini Countach and the tank car. The Countach is then repeated in black for the chase car. As I say, I don't have that. And then we got the EcoJet, which is, as I say, a separate range, if you like. It's so they do this car culture series where they sort of take cars from popular items in culture. They're pretty random, and they get released as a set of 5 as well. So that's separate, but we will still go through that. The Jay Leno, talk show host over in the States, got the most amazing car collection, and he's sort of, when he stopped doing the talk show, he's now talking about, he does sort of discovery programs on the Discovery Channel, and he's got a YouTube channel, and a lot of collaborations with lots of people. It's fantastic. You know, if you haven't checked him out before, definitely do that. To the point where certainly this car and this one, these are his own designs. I mean, he's commissioning people and working with people to actually develop, the tank car and the eco car and various others, specifically for his collection. So yeah, definitely, it's absolutely amazing collection. I can't stress enough how special it is. But anyway, going back to the Hot Wheels set, this is also quite special because in the core set of Jay Leno's garage, you've got 1, 2, 3 new castings, and then in addition, this one is also a new casting. So really, quite an amazing set, really, to get that amount of castings in one set. I mean, if you count the chase car as well, which is a repeat of the Lambo, we've got 5 new cars there effectively. So especially something like the tank car and the eco car, they're pretty unique. I think it's going to be pretty hard to re-release these in the main line, and especially given the size of this one. It's quite a large car, and finished in metallic as well. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, the plan is, I'll take these, as always, I'll take these over to the bench so I can film from above. Just wanted to say thank you ever so much to everybody who's been watching my videos. I'm making these because I want to. They're for me, just to keep me busy, keep me happy. And it's just, I'm overwhelmed by how many people have viewed the video, so thank you ever so much. But as I say, as always, take these over to the bench, I'll film from above, and we'll talk through each of the cars. Yes, for some unknown reason, in the introduction I had these 2 cars around the wrong way, but we will do this in numerical order. So starting with the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, often termed the gullwing. Basically because the doors open upwards, they're hinged along the roofline. They lift up in the vertical direction. It was introduced in 1959. It's the fastest car of its time, and there was 3,200 odd of these made. Very rare now, very expensive. Did see one of these at Goodwood one year in the Mercedes Museum. Absolutely stunning. This particular car is in Jay Leno's collection, as all of these are, obviously, but it's a very specific race car for the IWC race team. There was 2 of these made, Now this one, for some reason, has got it's got a scratch sticker on the side. There's some history to this. I don't know what that is, so if you've got any history on that, let me know. But the Hot Wheels car is presented as car number 263, but as I understand, on the left hand side, I'm not going to open this to find out, so you have to take my word for it. On the left hand side, the sticker is torn in the decals on the Hot Wheels car. So anyway, going back to the Hot Wheels, it's a 2020 casting. There's been 6 versions of the Gullwing, or the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. It's got the usual detailed headlamps, detailed trim, 263 on the side, torn sticker on the other side, and as I say, it's a replica of the one that's in Jay Leno's collection. So yeah, stunning car, and really nice Hot Wheel as well. Right, moving on to my favourite car of all time, the Maclaren F1, Gordon Murray's masterpiece. So it was a car that was developed without compromise. Absolutely stunning. I mean, things like the engine bay is gold leafed so it reflects the heat. It's basically a 3-seater, so the driving position is in the middle of the car, so you get the optimum driving. You know, you can only imagine what it's like to own or drive one of these. I mean, absolutely amazing, stunning car. Manufactured by McLaren. This was their first car that they produced, road car that is, from 1992 to 1998, and believe it or not, there was only 64 of them put on the road. There was about 150 made in total, but the others were raced, so the road going versions, only about 60 of them. If you want to buy a real one now, I think the last one sold for about £8 million. I mean, they're just, you know, ridiculous money, and the servicing costs of them, I read an article on the servicing costs, and it's just phenomenal. So anyway, back to the Hot Wheels a car. Obviously, Jay Leno has one in his collection. It's the black version. This car was released as a casting in 2021. There's been 5 versions of it. Again, detailed headlights, detailed tail lights, all the usual, and it just features the red stripe, the red flash down the side, which is unique to the one in Jay Leno's collection. Right, number 3 in the series. So quite a special car, this one, the 66 Chevrolet Corvair Yenko Stinger. Basically it's unique, and this obviously depicts the car in Jay Leno's garage, or Jay Leno's collection. It was modified by a designer, Don Yenko, for use in the Sports Car Club of America's racing series. Uprated, you know, the whole car was uprated, but the main things were the engine, which was now 2.7 litre flat 6, that was modified to, you know, make it to increase its power, basically. In terms of the Hot Wheels, this is a new casting for 2022. It's got detailed headlamps, taillights, as we expect with the Rail Riders, and it's got a Stinger related badge on the back, which says California Historical Vehicle 583V on the license plate. So what I'll do is I'll get a zoom in on that, because it's yeah, you obviously won't be able to see it on the camera here. So that's number 3. Okay, number 4 in the set, the Lamborghini Countach LP 5000 QV. So back in the 80s, I mean, this was the poster car. It was, you know, the dream car to have. Apparently they're a nightmare to drive. The heavy steering, heavy pedals, can't see out of them, but yeah, I don't know, they really do look the part. Absolutely amazing. They were produced from 1970 to 1990. There were 610 of them made. Runs with a Lamborghini V12 5.2 litre engine, so an absolute monster. Yeah, and this one's quite a special one, presented here in red, LP 5000 QV. I'm not quite sure what that signifies. As always, detailed headlamps, tail lights and trim. It's got a badge on the side and a lot of detailing around the exhaust. I'll try and get some close-up pictures of those, and you'll see them on the screen. So that's number 4, and just to repeat, this is also the chase car, but we'll come back to that in a moment. Right, and on to number 5, the Jay Leno tank car. What a monster this thing is. I don't know much about the car, so as I read, it's referred to as the Ballaststone Special. So it's a custom hot rod built for on television for Jay Leno by Randy Grubb. He's you know, quite in with the hot rod scene. It's since been modified. It produces something like 1600 brake horsepower, 6-speed, absolute monster. But anyway, in terms of the Hot Wheels, this is quite an exciting one, because obviously this is, you know, a completely new moulding for 22, so this is a third in the set. And it looks fantastic. The detailing on the engine, absolutely brilliant. Also, I'll get a picture of this, but the dash is also very detailed. It looks absolutely brilliant, and red flashes on the tail lights. Other than that, the body remains unpainted as per the real one. It's you can see on the picture there. So yeah, an amazing car, and yeah, hats off to Hot Wheels for producing something like this. Because as I said in the introduction, I can't see that, you know, maybe they will re-release this in mainline somehow, but yeah, it's going to be quite an unusual car on the mainline. But yeah, there are some on there that are a bit weird. So that's number 5. So just jumping back to the chase car, as I say, it is the Lamborghini. As I understand it, everything's the same. It's just presented in black, and it is numbered 0. So if you do want a chase car, I've said before, the best way to do it is to go and buy a sealed case, as they call them, of 10 cars, and you may find one in there, you may not. You're very unlikely to find one in the shops on the shelf. You know, there's lots of scalpers out there, me included, that go out and try and find these cars, and you know, you may be very, very lucky, but if you do, you are extremely lucky. Or, you know, if you do want a chase car, eBay's your best bet, but you're going to be paying up to £100, maybe more. And if you're silly enough to spend £100 on a Hot Wheel, then good luck to you. I'd love to own the full set of 6. You know, I love to have a complete collection, but there is a limit to the reality of it. So anyway, on to the final car, which is the EcoJet. So you can see it's slightly different livery to the other cars. You know, we don't have any box art here. That's because, as I say, this is part of a different set, which is the Car Culture set that gets released every now and again with 5 cars in. So it's pretty random, the cars that come in the Car Culture, and you see on the back of the packet it is different. You know, you on the main run, you see you've got your 5 cars in here for the Jay Leno's collection, but on this one you just get a base packet. So anyway, the EcoJet itself is a bit of a strange one. It was one of Jay Leno's concepts, if you like, apparently sketched on a napkin. It's a collaboration between, obviously, Jay Leno, General Motors, Honeywell, BASF. There's a couple of other companies involved, and basically puts a Honeywell jet turbine into the car. Produces 650 horsepower, but I guess the unique thing about it is that it runs on kerosene and soybean oil, so a bit of a eclectic mix of fuels there. Anyway, the car, as I say, it's a brand new casting. This Hot Wheels 2022. On the side and on the rear, you've got the California badge, and on the rear plate it does say EcoJet. Again, I'll try and get some pictures of those. So there you go, that's basically Jay Leno's car set. Thanks ever so much for watching. Do catch me on the next one. I'm going to, as I say, I'm just going to finish off the 2022 cars. We'll move into 2023. I'm trying to do these reviews and trying to get them a little bit slicker than they are at the moment. I'm still getting used to the camera and speaking and everything. And then hopefully I'll go back through the Hot Wheels collection that I do have, and then pick out some of the more of the older sets that may be of interest. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Catch you on the next one.